Hey y'all, hey, it is the Cosmic Love Clinician, and I'm a marriage and family therapist that specializes in spiritual psychology. So, what we have been doing recently is just hopping on Reddit and I go through all the threads for dating and relationship, and I see some stories and I just read them out loud. I give my clinical expertise on what I would do or what I think should be done. And actually, I am also starting my own segment. So, for those of you that are going through your own issues and you would like some advice from a therapist, I would like for you to call in or you can just actually write in as well and tell me some of your dating stories or tell me some of the things that you're going through in your own personal relationships and I will help you there as well. So and I just think that that type of conversation needs to be had because a lot of us are going through the same things, y'all. So I just feel like talking about it out loud will help others in the same predicament as you. So you can just go down in the comments and let me know if you're interested, or you can DM me on Instagram that way as well, because some people just like to be a little bit more anonymous. But anyway, all right, y'all. So we are gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna go into one of these. So y'all know that it has like the "Am I the a-hole" category, the dating category, and the relationship category. So I just like to go into some of those and see what people are talking about. So right now, I am going to go into the dating category and see what I see. All right. So this one was 2 hours ago. It says the dating scene has finished me off. All right, seems very dramatic. Let's see what's going on. So they said, going back to the dating scene has made me lose faith in love. It is bleak out here. I am honestly one disappointing chat away from ordering a no sex anniversary cake and pretending it is a lifestyle choice. I am very close to giving up. Not even sex feels worth the effort, small talk, and general emotional damage that comes with dating these days. I am done. Also, I guess what's most frustrating is that my friends think that it's easy for me. They say that I get men to flirt with me without even trying, but why does it matter if it always ends the same? It's so incredibly rare to find someone you align with emotionally and physically. It's so incredibly rare to feel safe with someone, to be able to be vulnerable with them, to be able to disconnect and be in the moment with a person who feels the same way about you, where sex is just not two bodies touching, but it feels like a real experience that completely intoxicates your brain in the most amazing way. Don't get me wrong, I've had amazing sex with people I haven't been in love with. Then I get to know them, and that's all it was, just sex. I need more than just sex. Even great sex sucks if I'm just over it. I'd rather not do anything at all. Okay, darling. What I think about this is immediately, obviously, this person is jaded, and a jaded person coming off the dating scene, that just lets me know that you have dating fatigue. Okay, so a lot of us out there do have dating fatigue, and so I will explain what that is. So, dating fatigue is having emotional exhaustion or burnout from repeated cycles of dating. So, the talking, the matching, the meeting up, the continued disappointment, and it just all goes in this like repeated cycle, right? Because you're starting it all over because it's just the same things keep happening. It often shows up as like irritability, kind of like this person, so loss of interest, numbness. It shows up as symptoms like that. So when it comes to dating fatigue, you have a few things that you can do. Okay, so this is already letting me know that she needs to give it a break. I know. We want these connections and we want to, we, a lot of us say, oh, I'm not even looking for anything. But there's a difference. There's a difference between actively looking. So, like, actually on the dating apps, going out, like, actually searching and putting yourself out there. But even if you're not doing anything, you're still opening yourself up to these connections. So, like she said, she was like, oh, yeah, I'm having sex with a few people and it's great and everything. So, you are opening yourself up. So, that means that you have something that you are allowing these people in your space, even if it is just for sex, and you are hoping that something happens. So that little bit of hope is also like trying to me. So because that's where the disappointment comes in. Because even though somebody comes in, a lot of us just want somebody to prove to us, like, okay, yeah, we're not looking, but if somebody comes along, I want them to prove to me that they're better, that this is actually something. So it's that little piece of hope, and that's where that disappointment comes in too. When I say you got to take a break, I mean like completely disconnect. And I'm talking about completely disconnect in a way that you are focusing on yourself. So that's step number one, is taking a break, stepping back to recharge, and just focus your energy on yourself to stop forcing some interactions. Even if it's just sex, stop forcing it. Okay. Because even within the sex, you can't even enjoy it because you're looking for something a little bit deeper. Right. So, and some people can have sex and be like, this is just what it is. It's fun. I'm physically stimulated, and that is enough. For whoever this person is, you are not that type of person. You're not a physically stimulated type of person. It's showing to me that you are either an emotional or emotional or mentally stimulated type of person. So, for people that are physically stimulated, sex is enough. But for these type of people, sex is not enough. Something else that you can do. So just thinking about spirituality, because y'all know we talk about spirituality on this channel as well. You have to look at the patterns. So I will say that one thing that people don't really realize is that we're going to keep going through the same things until we learn something from it. So I would say to this person that you have to reflect on whatever patterns you're seeing coming up for you. So is it just kind of like, figure out what is draining you about these situations? Are you on the dating apps? Like, is it the apps? Like, do you just feel like the apps isn't a good place to meet people? Are you in person? It's the physical act of getting all cute and getting. And actually, I don't even know. I'm assuming this is a woman. Because now that I'm reading it, I'm not sure if this is even a woman or a man. Did she? I don't think this person specified woman or man. But just reading it, it sounds like it's a woman writing it. But anyway, I'm gonna have to go back through just to see that. But anyway, so is it the physical act of getting all cute and going out to go to go places to try to find people to date or talk to or connect or hook up with? Is it the type of people that you're talking to? Because okay, I will say this: a lot of people have a type, right? And so sometimes our type is not the best thing for us. Sometimes just because we're attracted to that thing, that could be for a million different reasons. That could be because of even our upbringing. It can go as deep as that. It could just be something that you just grew up with, and oh, I've always liked this type of person, and so it just kind of like followed you. That does not mean that that type of person is the person that you should be with. So I would suggest giving chances to other types of people. And I had to learn that the hard way as well, because I also do have a type. So I had to kind of like step out of that to be like, all right, well, let me not be so jaded myself, and let me be more open minded in the area of, okay, well, maybe this person can show me something outside of physical looks or outside of like specific things that people want that you might not even know that you like until you try it. So yeah, is it the type of people that you're choosing? And also, is it just your own expectation? So what are you expecting to come out of these dates? Are you expecting like, when you go on the dates? Because it seems here like you said, you really want somebody to. You say you want sex to feel intoxicating. You really want to find somebody that you can align with emotionally and physically. So this is letting me know that you have specific expectations that's coming out of these. So you can't even enjoy it for what it is because you're looking for the full package in somebody. So you're missing those little things that you can just get from the immediate connections. Because I'm telling you right now, every person we date, we learn something from each person. Every single person that comes into your life, you learn something from whoever that is about yourself, and about yourself, about what you want. And it really does help you moving forward to attract this type of person where you say you want the whole package. Well, first we have to put the little pieces of ourselves together too, and the only way to do that is to meet certain people that will activate that little piece of self. So the way I can kind of imagine it in my head is like, think of yourself as a puzzle. So let's just say it's a 6-piece puzzle. That means that you're probably going to have to meet 6 different people to activate one piece of the puzzle, the second piece of the puzzle, the third piece of the puzzle, so that you can behold yourself and attract that person that you're looking for. So, and that's just an example, because don't get me wrong, some people come with a lot of lessons all wrapped up in one. So let's say you meet one person and they activate 3 pieces of that puzzle, because that's just how karmic that relationship was. So that's just me explaining the spiritual side. The puzzle thing is just the best way I can explain it to y'all in like a visual. But anyway, so yeah, so take a break, reflect on the patterns. I will also say, and then I talked about dating differently, so that's part of the pattern thing. And yeah, just overall recenter on yourself, because a lot of people out there, like I said, even though you're not actively looking, some of us really are. And so I want more people to understand that love does not and like a good connection does not have to just come romantically. That's what we want, because that's what we see. And something I was just telling myself the other day is that I was watching some shows. I feel like every show or movie that I tried to watch had a love scene, and I was just like, why is that necessary? So it made me realize that a lot of it makes you think about how much entertainment makes us think that we need something or want something, because same with social media. So social media and movies and entertainment all show us something that we think that we want. But my thing is, we have to kind of really discover deep down what feels good for us. What do we think we want outside of what we're seeing? Because we see all these people in happy relationships, and I'm gonna tell you right now, all the glitters is not gold. With me being a therapist, I have seen almost all of my couples are in relationships, and guess what? They're in therapy because their relationships aren't going well. But I bet you everybody on their social media would not know that because they're probably portraying something else. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. You can't judge a book by its cover. And like I said, all that glitters isn't gold. So just because you see something online or social media or whatever that might attract you, that does not mean that it's the best thing or that it's like, those people are happy or whatever. So a lot of people have like this FOMO, this fear of missing out, or, they're comparing themselves, and we have to stop doing that. There's another saying that says comparison is the thief of joy. So stop comparing yourself to other people because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? So yeah, so I just want to say recenter and focus on yourself. And what I mean by that is like actually reconnecting with your own hobbies, reconnecting with like your own friends, because like I said, love does not have to be romantic. Love can absolutely come from friendships and connecting with your family and doing things outside of romantic stuff. So I would just say that. But all right, so let's see what else we can find here. Okay. All right, so actually somebody right up under them said, I don't understand what went wrong. So, okay, let's see what's going on here. So, this person said, I met up with someone from a dating site and he turned out to be the most incredible, gentlemanly man I have ever met. He took me out to an expensive dinner for our first date and then paid for our movies. It was a really good night. We decided to see each other again a weekend later. We vibed so incredibly well. We had things in common. He seemed very mature and put together. We both have stable, well paying jobs. We both work out, have good and stable family views and relationships, educations, and humor. I was planning our next date with board games, a home cooked meal, and beers. Okay, she's trying to show up. Show up and show out. So she said, I started falling pretty quickly for this man. He bought me gorgeous flowers on the second date. I have to admit, we were intimate pretty early on. She said he initiated it. The chemistry between us was just incredible, and I'm a fairly sexual person, so I was down for it. Even if I had hesitated because I wanted to wait on it initially, our next dates consisted of beautiful nature hikes and drives. We started from texting every day to me wanting hours and hours, to me waiting hours and hours for his replies. He canceled on our next date because he had family arrangements, to which I finally got the hint that he probably wasn't wanting to see me again. I told him he could just let me know if he didn't see us going any further. He blamed the distance between us, and she said it's not very far at all, but he wanted to stay in touch and like being with me. Yeah, right. She said in quotes, yeah, right. I'm here pretty heartbroken. He said on his dating profile that he was after something serious, which I was too. I was confused as to why he initiated intimacy so early on if he wanted to be serious, as I wasn't expecting anything and just enjoying his company. I feel worthless. It actually feels worse when someone puts so much effort into you only to ghost you and ditch you shortly after. Even though I'm confused, deep down I have a feeling he was only after intimacy all along, but it hurts thinking I wasn't the exception. I truly, truly like this man and I feel tricked. I just don't understand the dating world in this generation. We are truly cooked. Girl, I feel for you. Honestly, because we have all been there. I ain't gonna even hold you. I've been there too, girl. When you like a guy and you feel like he played you and you don't really understand what's going on, I can totally feel this. Because it seemed like, the dates go perfectly well. Y'all are vibing, you're laughing, like everything is good. Like, so what happens, right? So, okay. This is interesting that I just read this because I recently posted a video about ghosting and the reasons why people ghost. I posted a little short if y'all can like see my shorts page. So on the short, I think the question said something about like the reason why people ghost or something like that. And I gave three reasons that I thought. I said the reason why I think people ghost is for one, emotionally unavailable or like emotionally immature or emotionally avoidant. Like all three of those things go into one. And so I would say what that means is a person is just not ready. I'll just say that they're just not ready. They think that they are. They present like they are. They might even be a little manipulative to get what they want, but deep down they are not ready for something real. So you probably triggered him. Honestly, you probably triggered him because you said you're about to do a board game night, a home cooked meal, and all this kind of stuff. So he's probably feeling that energy. He probably didn't know what to do with it. So, and I'm actually, so I was, this is why I would like to do the live segments because I would have a few questions for her because I would like to know how long they have been talking to. Because she said, yeah, I met up someone from a dating site and turned out to be most incredible, gentlemanly man. But she didn't say how long they've been together or nothing like that. So, yeah, she just said we decided to see each other again a weekend later. So it seems kind of quick, but either way it goes, I'm not sure how long you have been talking to this dude before y'all start going on these dates. So and then also what matters, and we'll bring this up later, is how long y'all had sex after the first date. So the first date, and then I want to know, like, when did y'all have sex? Like, was it like literally that weekend, or was it the weekend after? Was it in the same month? Like, I'm trying to figure that out because that matters too. But we'll talk about it in a second. So anyway, so like I said, emotionally avoidant, or just not ready, emotionally immature, emotionally unavailable, right? So these type of people just are triggered when it comes to being vulnerable. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't know how. They realize, like, oh crap, okay, I might not be able to give this person everything that they want, everything that they deserve, because honestly he might have seen that you were a really good girl. Yeah, people just kind of have like a, what do you call it, I would just say, a epiphany, and they realize that it's a lot of things that they are not ready for, and they don't really know how to have the communication to bring it up. So like you said he started to kind of ghost you a little bit, like he started to fall off. So that's one reason. The second reason that I brought up too was distraction. So maybe somebody else came up because you said that you met him. Yeah, you said he said on his dating profile that he was after something serious. So that means that dating profile. So you either met him online on a website or on one of the dating apps. So that lets me know that he probably got a bunch of other people in his DMs as well. So it could be distraction to where he just probably made a better connection with somebody else and just decided to start putting more attention into them than into you. Um, and yeah, so lastly, I just kind of think that people do not have, okay, and I'm gonna say this the best way I can say this is that folk be lying. That's the best way I can say that. Folk be lying. Like, maybe he is a good guy. Because this is the thing. We meet these dudes and they really do know how to present themselves to be whatever a girl wants. Because it's very easy to know what a woman wants, especially in these days, because we see that we're getting crumbs out here. So it's like when it's a good guy, we're like, oh wow, like this is really great. Guys know how to present themselves with that. So I'm just gonna say that I'm hoping he was not the type to be manipulative, because he just wanted something out of you and he knew how to get it. Because let's be real, just like how y'all know that lady Shira Steven, and she kind of teaches the women out there, like, oh, all the sugar baby things of this is how you should act, and this you should be confident and cut a man off if he can't pay for stuff and blah blah blah. There are men leaders out there too. So that would be another question that I would have, of if you know this man well enough, because you don't know what type of stuff he's like taking in to be able to like woo women, get what you want out of women, and then leave them or whatever. You don't know. So that's the negative side of all this. So like I said, he could just be emotionally unavailable. He could have just be distracted. Or he could be on the negative side and be one of these guys that's manipulative. But also, the third one that I said on my shorts video is just like maybe he wasn't interested in you as well, because that happens too. Like sometimes, you get to know a person in two different ways. And actually, I had a guy say this to me before, and when this got me thinking. He was trying so hard to have sex with me, and I kept saying no because he wasn't doing enough to even get that out of me. He wasn't doing enough whatsoever. So I was like, absolutely not. You haven't even taken me on like, we went out, but it wasn't what I would take as a proper date or like anything like that. But he kept trying to have sex with me, and I was like, what is your problem? I was like, why do you keep trying to do that? Like, if I'm telling you no, it's not going to happen unless this, and this happens. He was like, well, it's one of those things that I have to kind of figure out if I even want to spend the time or money. And he was honest about it. He was like, basically, I'm trying to figure out if I want to spend the time or money on you, or he didn't say you, he said, he made it general. He said, when it comes to dating women, I like to see if I want to spend the time or money on them based off of the sex. Because he's like, if I don't like the sex, excuse me, he's like, if I don't like the sex, then I know that it's not like worth my time going into those areas. That was quite possibly the dumbest thing. First off, he could have said to me, because I immediately kicked him out and like cut him off after that. But just the dumbest thing I possibly could have heard in general. So a lot of men think like that too. So that's what I'm saying. So after I'm wondering how long y'all had been together, because I don't know if you gave him a chase for the sex, but it sounds like you didn't. It sounds like you went straight into it. And I know a lot of men lose interest after that, because they gauge a lot around the sex thing. So you said y'all have chemistry and stuff, but maybe that's not enough. Maybe that, like, with your personality paired to the sex, maybe it was something about the sex he didn't like, maybe something about your personality, maybe he thought you were too sweet. And you know what, there's this other thing that I saw recently too, is that a lot of people say that men like bitches. So I don't know, I'm curious about that. I'm bringing that thought up because I'm curious for anybody watching this video, what do y'all think about that? Because for all the women that are very sweet, like she was about to, like I said, do this board game night, she's about to cook for him and all this kind of stuff. usually men get intimidated or scared by that for some reason. They prefer the girls that don't give them the time of day, that don't cook for them, that don't do nothing for them, that treat them mean, that treat them rude. I've seen that as well. So I'm curious on what y'all think about that. Of like, and hopefully some men watch this video because I want to know the men's perspective of, is that true? Do y'all like a little chase? Do you like a girl to be a little mean? I actually had another guy say that to me as well. I went out with this guy. We went to a bar one time, and I saw one of my friends that he didn't know. I saw one of my friends and I hugged him, and literally when the guy walked away, he was like, "Oh, you're too friendly. I don't like that. I don't like girls that are too friendly." Are you I be trying to be nice on here, y'all, but I could curse. Ooh, curse somebody up and down on here, but I really be trying to watch my words and be a good person. But y'all know I have deep inner thoughts too. I just could not believe he said that to me. I hugged a friend. He walked away, and it was male, mind you. So I was on I wouldn't even say a date. I was meeting up with this guy. It was like the first meet. It was the second meet after I met him the first time, and I wouldn't even say it was a date. We just, it was kind of like just having a little time together, just getting to know each other a little bit more. And I hugged my friend, which was a male. He walked away, and he was like, "Yeah, you too friendly." What? Are you that insecure? So, not to get off topic here, but it's just so many things that could come out of this, right? So I'm really curious. I have so many questions for this girl on what could have happened, because, like I said, it could be any of these things. It could be him being emotionally unavailable. It could be him being manipulative and just getting what he wants. It could be him being distracted because there's another girl that he likes that he found on the dating apps, or it could just be him not liking you in general, and you gave him the sex very soon, it seems like. So that's probably, he probably tasted it, got a little taste, and was like, okay, I'm good. Like, I kind of want to focus on something else. So it's kind of like a boredom thing. So it's a lot of different reasons here that it could be. So yeah, this video ended up being a little bit longer. So we only got to do two in this one, y'all, but because I'm gonna cut it off and I'm just gonna do another one. But yeah, I think this is very interesting. So I will just say, please don't beat yourself up, girl. Because if this is the type of person that cannot even be honest with you and upfront with you, because you even asked him, hey, can you just be honest about what's going on? And let me see what you said. Yeah, you asked him about like what's going on, and he blamed the distance. So he can't even own up to whatever it really is. Because my thing is, if he really thought it was the distance, he wouldn't even started nothing with you in the first place. But you said, but he wants to stay in touch. Yeah, no. That sounded like a booty call, girl. So I don't know. I wish I had more context clues to give you a little bit more advice on this. But the Reddit ones are so hard because I can't ask questions. So this is why I want y'all to start calling in, okay? Because I can help so much better when I know all the details. But anyway, so we're gonna stick with these two. So tune in for the next one. This was actually, these two that we talked about today were actually very interesting and very valid and very important and very relevant to what is going on today in today's like dating culture. So I love that these two are right up under each other. So let's go ahead and keep scrolling and see what else we can find. And y'all can just hop in my next video. Thank you for watching.